Alright, y'all, so we are at Gold Gym in Nashville, Tennessee. You might see me with my mask on, you might not. You can keep it on the whole time, except when I'm doing my sets. But there's a lot of people in the area, I put my mask back on. But it's a leg day. It's gonna be a quick, well, actually it's not gonna be quick, it's gonna be a pump day. So that means everything's gonna be about 10 to 15 reps. We're going to be doing about 4 to 6 sets, depending on what the exercise is. But overall, we're going for a leg pump. So that means we're going to be doing a pretty good amount of reps, a lot of sets, a lot of volume, getting a lot of blood to the muscle. Not really focus on lifting too heavy, just getting a lot of blood to the muscle and just getting a good pump, all right? So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to try to get some footage, but this gym is really crowded. This is not my normal gym, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's get it, leg day. Oh, and I'm about to start my warm-up. I always start my leg days off with Stairmaster for 10 minutes, maybe 12, depending on how I'm feeling. But all my leg days, I do Stairmaster first for 10 minutes, get a lot of blood to those legs, and get that heart rate up, all right? So we're about to get a warm-up in, then we're gonna get into these working sets, all right? Let's go. It's a leg day. It's a leg day. Yeah. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Jalen DeLance with Mastery Gains, back with another workout and commentary video. And y'all just seen this guy next to me asking to work in on my set, and I usually don't let people work in on my set because I'm counting the rest times between my set. But you know, I was being nice today. It was the new year. It's the top of the new year. I was being nice, so I let him work in with me. And pretty much this first workout is it's a superset of hip abductors and adductors. I'm sure y'all pretty familiar with this machine, especially if you're a woman. Women love this machine. And guys are actually, I think a lot of guys think this is a woman's workout, but it's not. It's actually a really great workout for the glutes, especially if you're not into hip thrusts. Well, actually it's different than the hip thrust. It's a whole different workout, but I like to use this workout to start out my leg day sometimes, just to get a lot of engagement from those glute muscles that you won't get from a squat or a deadlift, especially since it's I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna get a lot of abduction and abduction work. I don't know if I said the same one twice. Adduction and abduction work out of any other exercise besides this. So this is pretty important if you want to get those quality aesthetic legs. But also I think it's really good to prevent injury, because if you're like me and you sit down a lot, your groin's gonna get weak and your glutes gonna get weak, and it's just gonna hinder you on your squats. So if you want to increase the strength of your squats, I definitely recommend doing some abductor and adductor work. Those sets were high volume. It was about 5 sets, and I supersetted them just to save time. But you don't have to superset them, but I did, so yeah. But anyways, continuing on to the workout. Here's leg extensions. Just a little more insight into how I train my legs. I do have a slight imbalance. My left leg is weaker than my right leg, which is to no surprise since I'm right-handed. I drive with my right foot, and I write with my right hand, text with my right hand. Everything is done on my right side pretty much, so it's natural that my right side is going to be stronger, because your right side is going to be more engaged throughout the day. And so when you go into a workout, you don't really have to, well, I'm not going to say you don't have to warm it up, but like it's going to take you longer to warm up your left side than your right side, since you're, wow, that guy just walked up right across the camera. It's going to take longer to warm up your left side than your right side, just because your right side is engaged throughout the day. So I started doing these single leg quad extensions, and sometimes I like to start with the weaker side, but this workout I think I started with the, oh no, yeah, so I started the workout with the weaker side, which is the left side, and then I finished with the right side, which is a very good technique, because I mean, right off that, at the beginning of the set, your strongest reps are going to come from those first few reps. So it's smart to start with the left side or your weaker side, and then work your the stronger side. And that way you can also make sure you're getting the same amount of reps out of each side. So yeah, be sure to give that a try if you are working on imbalances and you're doing unilateral work. Make sure you start with the weaker side first. That way you can get the reps about the same, and that'll help balance out those muscles. So same type of same setup as the leg extensions, but these are leg or hamstring curls. Started with the left side for, I don't really remember the reps, because I really wasn't counting the reps. I would just go into failure on each set. But I believe every set was around 10 to 15 reps. But like I said, I really would just go into failure, because when it comes to isolation machines, you can go very high volume on isolation machines and the recovery isn't going to be as drastic as it would if you're doing like a squat or a bench press. Because compound movements are going to engage more muscles, which means it's going to be more tax on the central nervous system, which means that the recovery is going to be it's going to be high. It's going to be a lot more recovery required because there's more muscles engaged. But with a hamstring curl or a quad extension or a chest fly or a cable fly, you're isolating the muscle, so you're typically only going to be working one joint and one muscle, which means, well, one muscle group, which means that, you know, the recovery is just going to be very low in most cases. So if you are doing any isolation machines, I would say go high volume. When I say high volume, I mean go for at least 5 sets minimum, and keep the reps high, about 10 to 12 reps. You can throw in some heavy sets, but I recommend just keeping the volume really high by keeping the reps and the sets high. So this was about 5, well actually it was like 3 to 4 sets of the unilateral to bilateral movement, and then I threw in 3 more sets with just bilateral movements on the leg curl and the quad extension to really burn out those muscles in completion. And pretty much what you just saw was you saw the hip abductor and adductor work, then you saw the quad extensions, and you saw the hamstring curls. And the point of those workouts were to for one, burn out the muscle, but more specifically, the goal of those exercises was to engage each muscle individually. And that way, when it comes to a movement that's going to engage multiple muscles or multiple joints like this that's coming up, which is the goblet squat, you're going to already have all those muscles engaged, so you don't have to worry about any underactive muscles. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to prevent injury. But also, well, that's the reason why I do it. But you also want to make sure all your muscles are engaged to get the most out of your workout. So for example, if you were doing a squat and your hamstrings weren't as engaged as they needed to be, you could be losing out on a lot of strength. You could be losing out, really you're just losing out on overall performance. So you don't have to do that every workout, but I like to do it every once in a while just to make sure all those muscles are engaged evenly. So here we are on the goblet squat. I just ran it a little bit, but this was a unique set because I started out with, I believe, a 75-pound dumbbell, and I did that for 8 reps. But like I said, I wasn't really counting reps. I would just go into failure. Anytime I'm not doing barbells, I just go to failure. But I typically still land between, you know, that 10 to 12 rep range. But we did 8 reps with the 75-pound dumbbell. Then immediately right after that, we dropped down to a 45-pound dumbbell. That's called a drop set. Anytime you drop the weight and go right into a lower weighted set, that's going to be a drop set. So we dropped the weight down, and like I said, this was to failure, but I believe this was about 10 reps, and I did that for 4 sets. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, my legs were on fire. My legs are on fire, man, I swear. So I don't really recommend multiple drop sets to people because, yeah, the recovery for multiple drop sets is gonna be, it's very taxing. But you know, if you do have some experience in the gym, you should be able to handle it. But I wouldn't do it on a compound movement like a barbell movement. I would only do it with dumbbells because, yeah, don't do a lot of drop sets with barbells, or you're gonna definitely regret that later. But here we are with the next workout. This is a leg press, and if you know or don't know, the quad or the goblet squat is a quad dominant movement. And you know, since we pretty much burned out the quads at this point in the workout, I opted for a more hamstring focused leg press. And the way I did that is by moving my feet higher on the platform. So on the leg press, the higher your feet are, the more you're going to engage the posterior chain or the hamstrings and the glutes. And the lower you go, the more you're going to engage those quads. But the big tip with the leg press is that you want to make sure that your butt is not coming off the pad when you're pressing. If your butt comes up, then you're going to be putting a lot of stress on your lower back, which is going to be catastrophic in the long term. So whenever you're leg pressing, don't let your back come up off the bench. You might not understand that now, but next time you're doing it, if you feel like your hips are rotating too high, or you can tell that your butt is like shifting up, then you need to make sure you drive those hips down more to make sure they don't come up. And to finish out the workout, we did some calf raises. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna ever post a calf raise workout again, but this is for anybody who doesn't think I work calves. So quick calf workout. A lot of people complain about small calves, and ladies say that size doesn't matter, but I think it does when it comes to when it comes to calves, man. I don't want to have small calves, so I make sure I work my calves. And if you want to get size on your calves, I think that you should use this workout, the Smith machine, because the barbell is going to get you that size that you need. So yeah, this is the end of the video. If you like this workout, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, show your boy some love, follow me on the gram, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.